Hi everyone! As you can see, it's very grey and rainy here today. It's been like this for a few days now. Sometimes you get a break in the rain and we get a nice bit of sunshine, but mostly been like this. Starting to get used to it now. And the mud, just starting to get used to the mud. That cheese grater. Amy's got some fun things in her mud kitchen. So just a little update for today. As you can see, my nice cleared space got filled up with stuff, which is what happens, and that's okay. This is the remains of the branch which Jem cut down from here the other day. Was it yesterday? Or was it the day before? I don't remember. But one of those days. So these are all the branches, and I'll probably drag these down to the lower woodland because there's still some boggy patches in the path down there. So it helps firm up that ground there. So we've been working down here today. This morning we had to go and get the car from the mechanics. And she's okay, she passed her MOT amazingly. But suspension had to be replaced, some springs had to be replaced, and I think there was a problem with, there might be a problem with the alternator. So we'll see. That might need changing at some point. But she's doing surprisingly well. And then we had lunch and stuff, and then we decided to get on out here. And we've been doing some work. So we've been working right at the end there on that ash tree. But there was quite a period of time where Jem was chainsawing, and me and Emmy weren't really needed. So I turned my attention to here, and I've cleared an area. I've actually made it all the way down to the roadside there, the track side rather. So, and this is a new compost heap that I've started here. So yeah, it's really good soil. It's really fantastic soil. Just need to make some raised beds really, and get planting for next year. Because the plan, the intention is that all of this along here, all that stretch that I've just walked basically, will all be vegetable beds. And then all this bit will be vegetable beds. And all down that way to the end, to those big pines there. So it'll be a really nice long stretch actually. Actually the biggest growing area I've ever had, I think, for vegetable growing. So that's quite exciting. We'll just need to find somewhere to put the polytunnel and somewhere to put the chickens. Still ongoing. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment. The winter months are so handy for just planning stuff out and just taking the time to observe everything and just plan it all. And of course all the foliage and everything dies back, so you can see the bones and the structure of the land properly. So it's been quite interesting watching what's being revealed as everything's dying back. It's nice to take lots of footage of the forest as it is at the moment, and the gardens as it is at the moment. Oh man, that noise scared the life out of me. It was my compost heap just fell over. Look. I really get spooked at the most stupid things. I could just hear this noise that sounded like some big creature in the nettles behind me. It was just my compost heap falling over. That's okay, I'll deal with that later. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying that it's nice to get lots of footage, because how it looks now is quite different from the image that I have in my head of what hopefully what it will look like in a few years' time. So I'm quite enjoying taking footage, even though, you know, it's, I don't know, some people might think it's just kind of a big mess and big just brambles and ferns everywhere, but I think it would be quite interesting to look back on these videos in a few years. But also, I kind of like it all wild anyway. It's nice, right? Because this is how Mother Nature wants it to be. This is where we've been cutting up the fallen ash tree that was here. So this has opened this space out so much, because this was all fallen tree and a rhododendron that had got caught up in the tree and then had died. Oh, there's a bus. Hang on. Hi, bus. It's really opened it out. And this is all the wood we've managed to put and I cut out from the tree. There's one left there. This is ash, so it's good for us to burn, because of course with ash you can burn it green. You don't need to season it. But I mean, it's kind of been seasoned, because it's a fallen tree and it's been here probably for a few years. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will burn quite well. Those kind of big limb bits, I'm going to see if I can appropriate those for edging for raised beds. Haven't actually mentioned that to Jem yet. So yeah, Jem, if you're listening, I might be nicking some of those. We'll see if we can come to some arrangement. Maybe we could do a trade. But we'll see. And we're chucking this wood down off the edge here. I'll show you actually. Oh, bugs. There are a lot of midges out today because it's so damp, and lots of insects flying about. There we go. See, we've been chucking it down there. I need to go and tidy that up actually, otherwise the postman isn't going to be able to get past in the morning. And then what we're going to do is drive the van down, open up the doors and load it up, and then drive it up the track, because that seems to be pretty much the most efficient way of doing it. And actually this is quite a good view, so you can see all the way down there hopefully will be veg beds and fruit and flowers, of course. We've started looking at we started talking about possible places to put beehives and possible places to plant fruit trees and nut trees, because there aren't really any on the land as it is at the moment. That's a nice flat area, relatively flat. It's about as flat as you're going to get here. So that I'll probably put another bed up there. Ah, look at that gorgeous oak tree up there. I love the branches of the oak trees. Let me zoom in. Aren't they amazing? They've got just these amazing shapes to them. Absolutely love the oak trees. Well, I love all of them really. It's a sycamore. You can see it's turning. The leaves are going yellow. A lot of the sycamores are dropping their leaves now, we're finding. I tell you something, we walked down to the river on the river walk today, and we haven't been down there for, it must be a couple of weeks now, and the landscape's changed so quickly, and it's changed so much since we last went down that I could barely make out the path, and all the ground is covered in leaves. Maybe I'll take you down there at some point. See how we get on tomorrow. Maybe we can go down there tomorrow. and the river is just running. It's so deep and muddy and fast. Incredible. Not seen it like that. I think I put a video up of the river Tegan this morning, and the river Tav is even more powerful because the Tegan is just a really small kind of tributary, whereas the Tav is a much bigger river. That beautiful foxglove. She'll flower next year. She'll be absolutely beautiful because, of course, the foxgloves are biennials. So for the first year, they just develop the leaves and the root system. We've got quite a lot here, look. And then the second year is when they produce the flowers. Yeah, we're going to have quite a lot next year. Should be really nice. So I've started refreshing my memory on permaculture knowledge. I read up on it some time ago, and then just when we started the process of buying this house, which was actually a year ago now, I reread some of my mum's books that I borrowed from her, and now I'm revisiting the information again now with the thought process that I can actually put it into practice. I can actually do stuff instead of just dreaming, which is what I used to do. Just dream about it. But now we're actually here, and I get to actually put some of the principles to use, which is great. I can't wait to get designing and creating. It's something that was on my mind today, was that it feels at the moment like everything we're doing is quite destructive. I'm clearing and chopping and cutting, and Gem's chainsawing, and it just feels like we're on this never-ending path of just destructiveness, really, which I in some ways it's quite nice because it's like having a clear out and a declutter, but I think too much of it and the energy becomes a bit, I don't know, it doesn't feel right to me. So I can't wait to get creating. Creating is what I really enjoy, and I'm really looking forward now to actually creating some stuff and not just, destroying and taking away. I think we've almost decided that this will be where the chickens go. I had this idea that we would put a very high gate up there to block off this entrance here, and then a second very high gate over on the other side. Just trying to do the camera slowly so you don't get seasick. Over on that side, over there by the shed. And then all it needs is just around that shed, just needs reinforcing a little bit. And all the rubbish needs clearing. And then I'm thinking about just putting them in here. So they'd be semi-free range. And we've got all this beautiful cliff face, which would protect them from foxes. I don't think a fox would come down there, it's just too steep. And it's, in a lot of places, it's just bare rock. They've got the cave up there, which they can shelter in. Oh, where is my finger? There is the cave. So they can shelter in there. And obviously they'd have their coop, so they'd go into their coop at night. And they've got all this lovely leaf litter to dig around in, because of course chickens, their native habitat is forest. They're supposed to dig around in the leaves at the bottom of trees. It's where they're happiest. So this kind of ground is really good for them. They'll eat loads of worms and bugs, and they've got lots of cover. The tree cover's quite good from here. There's lots of branches and leaves, so the worst of the rain is kind of kept off of them. And they don't get any wind here, and they get a fair amount of warmth. Sorry, that's the drain making that sound. They get a fair amount of warmth as well from the house. Sorry, I think Jem might be having a shower or a bath or something. There's a lot of water coming down there. So let's go around here. Here she is, little car. Well done, car. God, it was a bit touch and go about whether she was going to pass her MOT. And a little bit more clearing continuing over here. I don't think I've done that much since I last showed you. I'll just show you again. So there's the steps going down. I cleared a little bit more in there. You see, kind of just around that area. There was a whole matted knot of brambles there, which I worked my way through, and it took me ages because, the brambles. I love blackberries. I love that they provide all this food and abundance, but boy are they sticky. And they prickle and they stick to you and they scratch everything. I got a bramble stuck to my back yesterday and I couldn't get it off because however I managed to try and reach around to get it, I couldn't get it off my back. It was just a nightmare. Blooming things. So anyway, they're all down there. And they'll just return to the soil. All down there. It's not showing it up great on the camera, but it's all of this is all cut cotoneaster and bramble, which I'm just dumping down there, and it can just go back into the soil. Yeah. So that's that. I think this bit here is a flat piece of concrete actually. I might clear it off, I'll see, because it might help a little bit with our car parking situation, because we've appropriated that area for wood production, and then we've got Emmy's swing and bike and stuff, and then you can only get the 2 cars. Look how close they are, and it's quite tricky getting in and out, and of course if we have visitors, we're always thinking, how are we going to configure the cars so that we don't block the track. So yeah, we need a bit of traffic congestion here at Abertaff. We need to sort out. Maybe we need fewer cars. Maybe I think that's the answer, isn't it? Fewer cars. Jem sorted out the logs here as well, so that we've got a bit of a roof over them. It's a bit of a a half job, a temporary measure that is, until we build a proper cover for the logs. And we've got absolutely loads of strawberry plants. My strawberry plants are just going mad, having loads and loads of babies, and we keep potting them up. Yes, Emmy? There's an Emmy? Okay. Okay.
But if you do a video in
Yeah.
the house,
Yeah.
don't open the door.
All right then.
Through the next door,
Yeah.
naked in the bathroom.
Oh, I see. Oh, we better not go in there then. Thanks for letting me know, Emmy. I won't go in the house then.
Goodbye.
Bye, darling. I love Emmy. She's amazing. I love how they come out with things. And you think, yeah, okay. So, we'll just skip over the not going in the house bit. And I was talking about strawberry plants. So here we go, strawberry plants. There's absolutely loads of them. After that, we're still actually getting strawberries. I think they're a bit confused because they moved house twice. Poor things. So yeah, I'm thinking about possibly popping some down on a table at the bottom of the track and doing, like a little honesty store. £1 a plant or something like that. 50p a plant. we'll see. I might do that in the next few days. We've got to move all that wood out of the way first, and then maybe after that. Anyway, I better go and move that wood, and then I've got to make dinner. So I'm gonna say bye-bye for now, and hope you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. It's Saturday today, isn't it? I think so. Pretty sure it's Saturday. So have a lovely weekend, everyone, and I'll try and do another video tomorrow. Okay, bye.